Well, the non-confidence vote went to the House of Commons yesterday, and I'm sure many of us know how that ended up, but we're here to talk about what this means moving forward. Let's get into it.
Oh, yeah!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. The non-confidence vote. I talked about this in great extent the other day when Pierre Poilievre first mentioned that this was going to move forward, that the Conservatives were going to ask Canadians to vote in the carbon tax election, or at least have the ability to vote, because Justin Trudeau, of course, is under the impression Canadians are perfectly satisfied with the Liberals and that the Canadians all agree to a 23% increase in taxes come April 1st. Now, we talked about this, and of course, everybody said nothing's going to happen. It's not going to go through. And I agreed. I didn't think it was going to go through. But what I will tell you is that there's some positives to this. And some of those positives being that we're going to go through what happened with the vote. And then I'm going to talk about why this isn't all negative, why this isn't a bad thing. It's bad in terms of what we're going to see come April 1st. It's bad in terms of the destruction that is going to occur in this country between now and our federal election. But there are some positives. And again, let's take a look at what happened yesterday. Of course, this video kept coming from this guy's garage. Go follow this channel. They're really good on stuff. If you haven't checked out, they got a lot of clips of House of Commons materials. It's a very good channel, very well done. But let's take a look. It's about a 9-minute video, 8.5 minutes. I may stop it periodically, but we are going to go through this vote because, again, if you missed it, I want to make sure to highlight it all. So let's go. Let's just get right into it.
And his costly government for increasing the carbon tax 20% on April 1st as part of his plan to quadruple the tax, while Canadians cannot afford to eat, meat, and house themselves, and call for the House to be dissolved so Canadians can vote in the carbon tax election. La période de 10 minutes pour le
The 10-minute period for members voting electronically has started, and the House will now proceed to the vote for members participating in person. All those in favor of the motion will please rise.
Mr. Schmale.
Obviously, all the Conservatives were going to vote in favor. They're part of the Conservative Party. I wanted to show for context who voted, who did what, even though the numbers are all stated afterwards. Again, if you missed this, this is simply a recap. This is a way for people to get in. But then I'm going to get in again at the end of it as to why this is important. However, I want you to take note as we move on to the Bloc, the NDP, the Liberals, if you happen to live in their ridings or in any riding that you live in, I want you to watch these votes so that when an election comes up, when they come door knocking, when they come to your door with a pamphlet to tell you why they deserve your vote, remember this vote. Remember each and every MP who stood to say that you deserve, at a time when you can hardly afford to live, to give another 23%. So, we have these folks here with the NDP. All, of course, propping up Justin Trudeau. We've got, again, some of them in their party status, nonetheless. They're all in here. We've got Pierre Poilievre voting, obviously, in favor. We've got Liberals and NDPs voting against. You've got, basically, it's Conservatives and everybody else voting against, including in the Bloc. Conservatives being the only ones to carry the motion forward. It's sad. It's sad to see this. Now, it's sad, but it's not a total loss. And again, I'm going to get into that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to let this wrap up as we see more of the representatives again, who all voted in nay. Of course, Stephanie Cousy of the Conservatives agreeing. She was on the show recently. Very good interview with her. So essentially, all NDP, all Bloc, all Liberals voted against holding the government accountable. Of course, Jagmeet Singh doing the exact same thing. Now, what does this mean for Canada? Because I can already see people typing in the comments, "Told you so." I didn't think it was going to go through, and I'll tell you what the thing is here. You didn't just witness a vote in the House of Commons there. What you've witnessed is a funeral for every single MP that stood up, You saw on the NDP side of things, for those who were present in the House of Commons, people taking bows and smiling, waving their hands, because they're just pigs at a trough looking forward to taking more money out of your pockets come April 1st. They really don't care how hard life gets for Canadians. This is nothing more than a cash grab to them. This is how they're going to enjoy their retirements, essentially. They have zero cares how this works forward. Now, what this is going to do, and again, if Pierre Poilievre has something to say, if anything groundbreaking comes out, again, I'll cover it here on the channel. We'll have videos about it as things heat up, and boy, are they going to heat up. But what I think this is going to do, and why I believe that them striking all of this down is a good thing, is for the same reason that myself and people like this guy's garage are saying, remember these faces when they come to your door. Again, these folks are simply losing their seats, and it is going to give a larger advantage to the Conservative Party at this point to gain more ground, to gain more seats, and ensure a majority government when it comes time to go to the polls. Now, we talked on the channel about Justin Trudeau and his electoral changes. We've talked about how things are shaping up to really screw Canadians over in another election, and I'm going to have more videos on that coming up in the very near future, so stay tuned to the channel just as to how deep those rule changes go. But again, even with the slimy tactics of the Liberals and the NDP coasting right behind them, this is the end of Jagmeet Singh's career. Anything he talks about at this point about grocery stores and CEOs, Loblaws, it's all out the window now. Nobody can take him serious. Nobody can take him at face value, not that anybody did before, but it's simply now he's just there to prop up Trudeau. His days are numbered. Everybody's days are numbered. And it's going to be glorious to see just how bad they all get spanked when every seat, or at least a vast majority of seats, I have a very good feeling that a very large wave of seats are about to turn blue in the House of Commons come the next federal election. But you guys let me know what you think down below. Again, it's negative for the time being. We've been through just as bad when it comes to lockdowns, when it comes to scandals, when it comes to the beatings that were taken. And while we can't deal with it for much longer, the light at the end of the tunnel is starting to rear its head, ladies and gentlemen. We are approaching the end. And not only are we approaching the end, but I would much rather see both of those parties be absolutely, or all three of them, as a matter of fact, including the Bloc, to be absolutely decimated and embarrassed when it comes to the next election, to be shown that not only do they have to go back to the drawing board with their parties and regain some form of trust amongst their constituents and their voters, but just how bad the Conservatives are going to spank them. It's going to be glorious to watch, and I, for one, can't wait for it as soon as election season starts, when things heat up. And again, I don't think this will be the last that we hear of the Conservatives' pushback on forcing an earlier election. Probably won't happen at this point, but ladies and gentlemen, let me know your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about the vote. Are you like me? Are you seeing a silver lining to this, or is it all negative? Let me know your comments down below if it's your first time here. I hope you guys... I hope the video's earned your subscription as you're clicking that subscribe button and turning on your bell for notifications. Don't forget, if you're already subbed to the channel, to double check that you're still subbed. And all of you join us tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Central, for Friday Night Fringe here on the channel, where we're going to go over everything that happened this week, everything coming up in the week ahead, and a little bit of back and forth with the community. It's always great to see new folks in the chat. It's great to see you guys and listen to you guys outside of making these videos, and I look forward to talking with each and every one of you there later this evening. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have at least as most of a great day as you can. I'll catch you on the next one.